A lot of you folks know me. I've been a businessman in this city for 40 years. I'm Larry Frost. I reside at 511 Asheville Avenue. Matter of fact, I had a business in this city until I outgrowed it. And I'm located over on Carter's Valley Road now, known as Frost Concrete LLC. And I still do a lot of service in this city, and my heart's within this city. I own a lot of property, reside, like I say, at 511 Asheville Avenue. But the issue here tonight is about you folks. It's not about Larry Frost, it's about you folks. You folks is what makes this city. It's not about this board here. We work for you all, each and every one of you. My goal for this city, because I am a businessman, I deal with everybody from a house owner to a corporate level. And the thing about getting business in here, we have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of times. For instance, sometimes you've got to give them 4 or 5 years on sewer off to get these business in here. They have to have an incentive to come here. Competition is tough out there in today's world. But my goal in this city is to talk to each and every one of these corporate level people to try to get business within this city. And at the same token, everybody likes their taxes lowered. If we can get business in here, we can lower these taxes in this city. Thank you, folks.
And now we would like to introduce Mr. Eugene Christian.
I'm Eugene Christian. I live at 1570 McCracken Lane, and I've lived there for 24 years. I'm married to Miss Maggie back here. We've been married 37 years, and I've been a member of the board of Mayor of Aldermen for quite a while. Been vice mayor. I've been working on really glad to hear so much conversation about business, because I've been trying my best to get business in this shopping center. And you got to have a process when you go out here to try to recruit business. First of all, you got to work with the property owners. You can't put in a business if you don't have the support of the property owners. You got to be able to put together a packet, go to the people and present it. And when you do that, you got to make sure that the property owner has a copy of the packet that you presented to these folks, and you tell them you'll come and work. And like all these other folks, you know, we really need the revenue, and besides that, we need the convenience for the citizens here, for you folks, the one that we work for. If we can get a grocery store down here, and I've been working with 3 companies, and they've got an interest, but going through this last recession has really been hard. But if you look at the shopping center down there now, all the buildings is filled up except Food City and the Willow Tree and where the doctor's office was. The shopping center owner, he has a person that's been working, and I work with him, and we've been able to get some business. I would like to keep on working with this, and one reason why I want to be mayor of Mount Carmel is to grow business. And with growing business, you can control your taxes, you can have more money to pave your streets, because every time you go up down that road or up this road to buy groceries, you're building their infrastructure and their streets. And then ours is let go. So the only revenue that we got left is property tax. And there's a lot of streets and a lot of construction that we need to do here in Mount Carmel. So with that said, I'll sit down, set up, and let Mayor Lawson.
I'm your current mayor. I've been mayor for a long time. Too long. I was mayor from 1985 to 1989, and I chose not to run for re-election. And in 2000, I ran for mayor again. I've been mayor since then, 12 more years. I was alderman for 5 years before, 3 years before, and vice mayor for Undercity Snodgrass. I was also vice mayor in Jimmy for a while, the last 2 years, and I served actually 8 years as alderman. So I've spent probably 20-some years in service for the city. I served on the board of directors for the Senior Citizen Center when I wasn't mayor. I served as your city judge, and we talked about bringing businesses in here. The only piece of property that the city has control of, or had control of, is where Hardee's is today. And we negotiated with Spartan Foods and brought Hardee's in here, and that is the reason Hardee's is here today. It was one of the first fast food places to actually come to our area. That was before McDonald's and all them loaded hay and Churchill. You've got to have control of the property before you can actually get businesses come. If a property owner is not interested, or if he thinks his property is more valuable than what people are willing to pay, it's hard to get someone in. We have, I've worked, like Gene has, with different people trying to get people located here in our city. And we even, at one time, we had someone, a developer, that actually developed the Kingsport area for Olive Garden and all them is. He was interested in the Food City Complex, and he made an offer. The property owner decided it wasn't enough, so it didn't come through. Hopefully, someday, that when the economy picks up a little bit, the same person may come back and say, "Hey, I'm interested in investing in your town." There's several things you've got to do to get people to come to your town, like they have also mentioned. They talk about tax incentives. Well, you have to have something in place to have tax incentives, and we done that 2 years ago when we created the Housing Authority. So, yeah, there's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do. If we get tax incentive programs for a business to come, we'll get some more located. I think the economy is in a downturn. We've got some things in place now that will maybe make things go better in the future. Our liquor by the drink referendum, if Mount Carmel passes it, we may have some growth with it, and then we may not. We have limited spaces to actually have anything. And usually when I've talked about Quincy's and other places, these other restaurants and things before, and they would not locate here because we did not have liquor by the drink. Now I'm just like these guys, you can go off the street here and get it if you want it. I don't drink beer. I'm not that type of person, but if it don't pass and Churchill does pass it, then I think it's going to really handicap us financially as far as our growth. I think our growth's gone. If Churchill passes and we don't, I think we're going to be in trouble, because if people want to locate a restaurant, a chain, or anything in our area, and Churchill is as close to Kingsport as anybody, closer than we are, they'll go to Churchill and locate instead of here. We haven't got that much space to begin with, and maybe if this does open up someday across the road, and there's chances it will open. There's still chances it won't happen, but they must put us in a better position to attract something over a major restaurant chain.
Now, on the liquor by the drink, it's just like the grocery store issue. If we don't have it, they go that way or this way, and it costs you money. But again, too, I'm like the mayor, I don't drink. If you had everything I've ever drunk in my whole life, you could put it in a thimble. I don't drink at all, but that's a people's choice. If they want to go in a restaurant and give them a glass of wine or whatever with the meal, that's their choice. And I think, that person, like Gary says, personally, he could offer growth, but we have a limited amount of space too. But again, I think, it's up to the people, but if it does happen, I'll work with what the people does in order to see that we get a restaurant. And I do think, it will have some potential for growth.
I'm not a protector of alcohol, and the thing about it is, with the alcohol business here, this city right now gets approximately $2,000 a year off the taxes on the alcohol. We've got roughly 1 mile along 11W here. And as most of you know, if you drive down through Mount Carmel, if you'll just take a look as far as places to locate restaurants, we are very limited. Now, as far as the chain restaurant coming here, I'm talking about a Red Lobster or some restaurant of that magnitude, folks, it ain't going to happen, okay? Because let me tell you how it works. In the years that I've dealt with the restaurant business and different organizations, it's based on traffic count. We do not have the traffic count within this city to have a chain restaurant. Now, there's a possibility we're going to get a Kentucky Fried Chicken or some restaurant of that sort, but it won't be based on alcohol, to my knowledge. Several years ago, when alcohol by the drink was mentioned in Kingsport, they were forgetting the Red Lobster. Well, my goodness, they haven't got the Red Lobster yet. So, I don't think alcohol by the drink will bring chain restaurants to Mount Carmel. And, of course, like I say, I don't drink myself, but you people are the citizens. How you vote will determine what happens in the city. And if you all vote alcohol in and I'm elected as your mayor, then that's the way it is. Yes, sir. I've never been a supporter of the cameras, and I'm not a supporter of the camera now. And one reason I'm not a supporter of the camera, cameras don't stop impaired drivers. That's a proven fact through the police department here recently. They chased a man 70 miles, and come to find out the guy was drunk. The camera didn't chase him, the police officer did. And another instance on Carter Valley Road where we had a gentleman that ran through a house over there. The camera didn't stop the guy. He ran through the guy's house. Just luckily he wasn't injured or killed. But that would be my issue with the camera. The camera does not take the place of a real live police officer out there on the 4-lane. And a lot of people, we've had a lot of controversy about the cameras in this city. A lot of people disagree that the cameras actually used for safety, and I don't know what to do with the money for us, what to get off the cameras, but I'm just wondering if it was ever used for safety. But as far as me, I've never been a supporter of cameras, and not just in this city, but any city. There is a place for them. Red light camera would probably be in a highly accident area would be pretty nice where you keep up what was going on as far as police department and investigating accidents. But I think it's hurt this city as far as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. Mr. Christian?
The red light, we would consider taking the cameras down. And I have told Jeff over here as far as the mobile unit that goes out in the street that I would like to see them gone. But back on the cameras out here, you know, the board did say that we would consider moving it and remove them, and I would remove them if I was elected mayor.
We're in a contract with the people that operate the camera, and that contract runs out real soon. Now, I'm not sure when it runs out. I think it's just this year. And during the summer, we appointed some of our board members to look at the feasibility of removing them if we need them anymore. The red light has definitely helped as far as safety issues crossing the 4-lane and trying to turn a left turn, make a left turn. You know, photo enforcement, it's kind of a hot spot with wherever they're at, no matter where they're at. I don't really agree with the red light cameras. I think they're really bad. I don't think that accidents happen within a few seconds of when the light changes. I think when the red lights are run, they're running right in the middle of it. I mean, somebody just didn't see it. But as far as the speed camera, you know, it's going to be up to this board, that committee, to decide whether they want to keep them or not. You know, you have to look at the good things, the bad things. Like he talked about, he's right. He ain't going to stop a DUI. You know, the DUIs are going to go regardless. But one thing is, if we want to control the speed, I mean, you've got speed limit laws you have to control. You have to enforce them. If you don't enforce them, then people don't tend to stay the speed limit. Our cameras, a lot of people spread bad things about the cameras, which rumors that I got a ticket going 56, I got a ticket going. I've told people that told me that if they bring me a ticket, I'd pay it because I know it didn't happen. The tickets never clicked, or the camera never went off till you went after 11 miles over the speed limit. So you're leaving Kingsport going 50 miles an hour, and the speed limit and the camera don't click to go 66. So you know you're given, that's pretty good leeway, and you must be speeding intentionally if you're that fast, that quick, or you were speeding before you got here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If the cameras go down, we'll have to have an officer out there, you know, to make sure that it's safe. We'll probably have to have an officer. I don't care much for our officer going down, stopping somebody in Churchill or stopping somebody in Kingsport. I hate that it's a situation like when you just got 2.2 miles and somebody goes flying through, you're not going to stop them in 2.2 miles because you'll stop them down the road or up the road.
First of all, by being a businessman, firsthand, employees make the company. They also make this city. Now, there's been many rumors about me becoming mayor, and I'll sort of shed a little bit of light on it. There's been rumors I'm going to fire everybody in this city. Well, folks, let me tell you something. I don't know who started all those rumors. Who did? I doubt that. But anyway, the thing about it is, I've never fired a person in my life. I've been in management many years. Everybody does their job, including me. If I don't do my job, my people have nowhere to go the next day. The same way at these cities. Everybody has to do their job. And I make no bones about it. That's what each one of the employees have to do. A city can't function without employees. And employees really makes the city. The taxpayers pays them. So each one of them has got a job to do, and they must do it. And I do appreciate the employees. We've got a wonderful work group. Police department, fire department, and the whole 9 yards. Everyone does a super job. But, you know, because I'm a little bit different, have different ideals, don't mean they're wrong, folks. I mean, I have different ideals, same as Gary here. Gary he's got his ideals, Eugene has his ideals. That don't make them wrong. But the thing about it is, this board here decides what goes on in this city. It won't be the mayor. They control most of the stuff that goes on in this city. These people right here, they'll control what goes on in this city and what happens here. So anyway, I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
I've been a store manager, and I've roughly had maybe twice the full-time employees that the town have, and many more part-timers. And it's like Larry says, you know, your employees make the business, but you do have to supervise people, and you do have to discipline. And not like Mr. Frost, I've had fire people, and I didn't really enjoy it. But you will get some people that will not do what you ask them to do, and you give them every chance in the book, and they still, you got a problem with them. But this town here, we've been blessed. We have a good crew of people, and I feel like everybody here I can work with, and we can accomplish a lot more than what we're accomplishing. Thank you.
When I worked at Eastman, I said this earlier, I worked at Eastman for 34 years. I was a manager at Eastman, and I managed 49 people at one time. They were electronics people. They worked on equipment. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I let the department heads run our city, and that's what I'm supposed to do. And there's something I'll make clear to you. Yes, the mayor can fire who he wants. And that is, you're under this charter, yes, he can. And can the board do anything about it? I'm not sure they can. Now, we've never had this situation, but right now, since, you know, we had a city manager back when I first came in office. We don't have a city manager anymore. That power is bestowed on him to hire and fire and discipline employees. That has transferred to the mayor position. The mayor does have that power. You know, probably the employees can have a grievance and come to the grievance committee, and I'm not sure what the results would be of that. We'd have to have our attorney do actually, but actually probably if I wanted to fire, say, Jeff, if he was working for us, I could fire him, and the board could hire him back, and I could fire him again. That's how, I hate to say that, but it's probably, Jimmy, you as mayor, can't you do that? Yep, see, the mayor can do that, and the board really doesn't have that much power to stop him. I mean, that's true. Whoever you elect mayor, make sure you know that person's not going to get rid of it, but I don't think that's going to happen. But, you know, I'm serious, but I hate for employees. I know some of them are scared, and some have been scared. They've told me they've been scared because rumors fly and everything. And it's a bad situation when a person has to live like that and have a job like that where they may lose their job because somebody don't like them. It's in politics. But really, at the present time, just want to tell everybody like it is, yes, if Gene's elected, he wants to fire everybody, he can do that. I don't know how well far you get along, but he does have that power. And you do have that power too, if you were elected. And I have that power now, I choose not to use it.
Folks, listen, I know a lot of you are afraid things are going to be changed if you get a new mayor in there. And I'm for this town 100%. I chose to live here in 1972 when I came into the city, chose to raise my family here like most of y'all did. And this has been one of the most unique little cities that I've ever lived in. And I want to continue to live in this city, and I want to see this city prosper. And if you'll give me a chance, a 4-year chance in here, I promise you that I'll do 110% to bring business into the city and try to lower taxes in this city. And do many things that this city needs, such as pave the streets. And I've had several youth ask me about a swimming pool in this area. And I would like to see our swimming pool come back in this area here. And there's grants out there that's available that we can get a pool in this area for the kids, because that's the future of this city. It's not about us, it's about the kids and the grandkids, because we want these kids to end up in this city. And I appreciate each and every one of you who support me for mayor. Thank you.
I'd like to thank you all for listening to us and our ideals. if I'm elected mayor, I'll be a working mayor, I'll be down here in the town. I don't have a business to run, I'm retired. And I will continue to work to grow retail sales because you need the revenue. Not only that, you need the convenience for your citizens to be able to come here and buy and shop and get what you need. And I'm a big supporter of supporting our business that's already here in town. And if you vote for me, I certainly would appreciate it. Thank you.
I like to say that I love this town. Like I said, I've spent almost 20-some years working for this town. If I didn't love it, I'd have left a long time ago. But I really I've enjoyed being mayor. I think this is my last term for positive. If I get elected, if I'm forced to get elected, I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.